Hi. Good. I was about to say good morning. I don't think that's true for anyone. Anyway, hi. Hi, I am Ophiuchus, and this is Ophian Stitch. And also, what is up, Onion? And what is up, Chubsy? How are you guys doing? Whew. Kitty started moving. Yeah, hi. We are still doing this. We will be doing this until the end of our lives. That's what every cross stitch feels. It's 9 a.m. for me. Then good morning to Onion specifically. And good evening to Chubsy. And good afternoon to me. Evening, but like yesterday, to Chubsy. Yesterday my time. Whatever. Time zones are confusing. But yeah, how are you guys doing? How's your life? 11 p.m. for me. Yeah, so how are you guys? How was your weekend? How's it going? While I start getting this working. I always forget where the needle is and which one it is. There we go. 11 p.m. for me, yeah. Good night to Chubsy specifically then. And yeah, how are you doing? How was the weekend? Onion, I think you saw a movie. I have no idea what you were up to, Chubsy. Tell me. Tell me all about it. Yeah, let's do this side. Yes. Yeah, it was a great movie. Well, I'm glad you liked it. It was the Doctor Strange one, right? Unless I'm confused. It's very possible I'm confused. Oof, let's see if I remember how to use a needle. I'm like immediately like, what am I doing? I am happy you liked it though. I thought it was fine. I still think Benedict Cumberbatch does a really bad American accent. I don't think he's improved. I went mountain biking on the trails for the first time in a very long time. It was great. Holy crap, that sounds amazing. Good for you, Chubsy. That sounds awesome. Did you go with some friends? How high up some mountains are we talking? Like, really? I don't know how to... Even if you tell me, like, a elevation, I'm not gonna understand it. Really high? Or pretty high? Yes, my mountain definitions. I've been programming at home, finally got one thing fixed after many nights. Hell yeah, nice. Is this for your cool chatbot thing that you've been working on? Oh no, what did I do? What have I done? Alright, back, retreat, miss. What am I doing? Okay, how should I do this? I'll do it this way. I've forgotten how to use a needle, please forgive me. I'm sitting here like, yes. I know how this works. I do not. Spoiler, I don't know how this works. Alright, cool. Cool, I think we're back on track. I went on a boat this weekend and discovered that I am extremely seasick. It was terrible. It was horrible. I was on the boat because I was like, man, this is gonna be so great. I love the ocean. I love looking at the ocean. I like being in the ocean. I've been on boats before, but never really like on an open sea on a rainy day. And that was a lot. Discovered don't like boats. This is for data management. It can be used in many of my projects. Oh, hell yeah. Nice. It's always good when you figure out something that's like versatile like that. Went with one friend. It was a new trail we've never ridden before. Max elevation was 331 meters above sea level, if that means anything to you. Okay, 1 second. I'm thinking super hard about it. I'm thinking of a reference point. How high are the mountains in Taiwan? That's gonna be my reference point. Because those are... They're like right next to sea level, so I can actually see. Let's look it up. How tall are the mountains in Taiwan? Okay, I don't want it in feet. Why would you think I want this in feet? Meters. Okay. Okay, 3,000 meters. That seems like a lot. I'm so confused. 300 sounds like high enough that I would be scared to fall down, but not like scary. I don't know. Elevation hard for non-Americans. I know. I'm just like, Taiwan, you don't even use feet. Why do you think I would want feet? Telling me things in feet. I don't know how big a foot is. I don't know how big any of that is. Giving me lies. But yeah. Well, it seems decently high. Have you ever been so high up? Like, have you ever been mountain climbing where you need, not need, but like, it's less oxygen? I've been mountain climbing once before where it was lower oxygen levels, and that is so trippy. It's like one of the trippiest things. Because you're breathing, like quite heavily in fact, but you're still out of breath. It's so weird. I don't know if they have those near where you live. Probably. Maybe? Vancouver's near like the Western Mountains. I don't know what they're called. Are they called the Rockies in Canada as well? Or is that an American thing? It's so dark. Why are we so dark? There we go. Finland is pretty flat. Is it? Oh, I guess, okay. So I'm thinking of the Ural Mountains. Those are in Russia. Ural? Ural? Probably saying that horrifically badly. The mountains where those students mysteriously disappeared. The Rockies stretch from Canada into America. Okay, so they're also called the Rockies in Canada. Yeah, I just wasn't sure if there was like a different name for them. I feel like there shouldn't be, but also maybe there is. Like, what do I know? Who knows? Yeah. Now, I know Canada's got a lot of mountains. It's always in the pictures. Every picture of Canada is just a picture of like this beautiful lake near some mountains with snow on top of them. And there's a bunch of pine trees. Every picture of Canada I've ever seen, I've just described to you. Yeah, speaking of Canadian mountains, here's Celeste. Chubsy, have you played Celeste? I don't know how big into games you are. But yeah, the Canadian mountain game, it could be called. Okay, cool, we're doing a good job. But yeah, no, I guess Finland's flat. I mean, obviously I believe you if you say Finland's flat. I do not know. I think I own Celeste, but I haven't played it yet. Yeah, you gotta be in like the right... I don't want to say the right headspace for Celeste, because Celeste is a really fun game and I love it. But it's more like a very hard game, and it's hard on purpose. You're supposed to fail a lot at Celeste. How did I even do this? What have I done here? Okay, give me. Okay, but give me out this side. I think also like everyone owns Celeste, but hasn't played it yet. It just kind of ends up on your computer somehow. But I love Celeste. Yeah. We have some hills, but the mountains are far in the north around Sweden and Norway border. Ugh, gross. Near Sweden and Norway. Who would want to be there? Worst place to be, obviously. There are quite a few games I own that I haven't played yet because I'm waiting to be in the right mood. Yeah, you gotta be in the right mood for Celeste. You can't just like casually pick it up because then you will want to like break something. The only thing that kept me going was how lit the music was. God, do I love the Celeste soundtrack. The only reason I continued. And also it was very pretty. Hi Duna! Hi Duna Bay, how are you doing today? What's up with you? I think my death count in Celeste is almost 800 and I'm only at the hotel. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I believe that. Hotel has the best song in the whole game, though. The end of the hotel level is my favorite song in Celeste. But yeah, hi Tuna. How are you? How is life? But also, I think my like ending death count in Celeste was ridiculous. It was like 5,000. Or it was like 4,000 or something like that. Where I was like, that's a lot of dying. It's a lot of death that I've done. Whoop. Yeah. I do describe Celeste as Canadian mountain game. Canadian mountain game that said trans rights. Is how I describe Celeste to the average person. My net is crapping on me, I'm doing great. Oh no! Let me know if there's anything I can do about that. So my replies might be a bit delayed. Don't worry about it. It's all good. We're just hanging out as I plan on... I got sick of this one being so lonely. I want this one to also go all the way down. I want them to be twins. Speaking of twins, where's my cat? Oh, she's very cute. Wait, let me see. Can you see her? Oh, she's being adorable in the distance. Baby. What a cute baby. Oh, yeah, she loved the cat hotel, by the way. Because last week I was talking about how I only streamed not that long on Thursday because I had to drop her off at the cat hotel. And what I loved was that they gave me an app for the camera that I could like move around. I could even talk to her when she was in the hotel, which was fun. But also she like made really good friends with her neighbor in the cat hotel. And I said this on Discord earlier, but the hotel itself was like on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, posting videos of like her and her neighbor with hearts. With like hearts and like cute noises and stuff and like lovey songs. It was adorable. It was very, very cute. I was like, y'all love her. Every day, I love this part about it because they had my partner's line, which is like WhatsApp, but for Taiwan and Japan are the countries that use it. So they had my partner's line, and every day he would get 70 pictures. 70 pictures of how she was doing, which I loved how much spam he got. What a bougie hotel, I know. I loved it. It cost... I'm trying to convert Taiwanese dollars. It cost like 25 US dollars a night for like 24 hours, which included food and everything, which I was fine with. I was like, whatever. I can't leave her at home. She has to go somewhere. You guys treat cats better than some people treat their kids. Yeah. I would treat my kids this nicely as well. And that's why I don't have any, because they're expensive. Who has the money for kids? No shade to anyone that has kids, but just like, that's why I don't. Also, I'm young as hell. Also, I'm not emotionally prepared for children. That's really not bad compared to what we spent boarding our dog while on vacation. Yeah, Taiwan's really cheap. And this is like a cat hotel that's quite popular, I guess. It had like a lot of space in it. They could house, from what I could see, probably around 30 cats. And each one had its own little like cubby and like stuff like that. It was nice. It was really nice. I was shocked. That's not a lot of money, I know. No, it was quite cheap. I was very pleased with it. Kids, bleh. Bleh. Yeah, nobody has the money for kids. I think I've said this before, that Taiwan has a declining birth rate. To keep the birth rate stable in a country, you're supposed to have like 2 point something kids per woman, and Taiwan has like 1. It's like 1.06 kids per woman. So, I'm just waiting until the government pays me to have children. That's my plan. That's my financial plan for having kids. One day Taiwan will get so desperate that they pay me to have kids. I think it's a pretty big brain plan. It's gonna happen. They're gonna get desperate. Just gotta hold out. Yeah. Kids in this economy? Honestly though. Who can? Who has the money for that? Yeah, it's hilarious. I have a lot of friends who do have children, and I'm just like, y'all, how do you afford this? Like, I don't know where you get this money from. I have a cat, and that's like more than enough for me. How do you afford this? And also, like, are you okay? We already have enough kids waiting to be adopted. Exactly. No, I agree with that. If only having kids was less expensive. And I include adoption in that, because what's the difference? Like, whatever, you have a kid now. If you adopt a kid, it's your kid. There's no difference. I mean, okay, I'm just saying in terms of what you have to provide for the child. I don't know, I can't speak to any actual differences. I don't know that many people who are adopted. But, yeah, it's still expensive. In this economy. Who has the money? No, I agree with that. All sorts of kids to be adopted as well. When I was very young, my family was looking to adopt because my mother was having trouble having more children. I don't know if I've said this before, but the age gap between me and my sister is 10 years. So there was a bit of a struggle in the middle there. But yeah, so we went to a bunch of orphanages and stuff in Palestine, but it's very, very complicated to adopt in Palestine. Because you're supposed to be able to prove that the child has like no living relatives, and there's like a bunch of things you need to prove. And I think in the end it didn't work out because my father is a foreigner, he was not Palestinian. Um, so I think it just didn't work out. Sadly. I remember we went to like a whole bunch of orphanages. One time we had to, so to get to one of these orphanages, we had to crawl under the, not under, between the wall, like the dividing border wall. There was a bit of a gap in there, and we just kind of snuck through. It's very spooky. I don't remember why we did. I was quite young. Kids being born during this whole Panini Y though, I know, it sucks so bad. I feel so bad for everyone who had kids during the pandemic. Like, why? Like, that sounds miserable. Absolutely miserable. Okay, how are we doing? You're making the face about that. People get so thirsty during lockdown. Yeah, also a lot of countries don't make access to things like birth control that easy. I was actually so happy last time I went to Palestine to see condoms in supermarkets. I was so happy to see it because I'd never seen it before. And I was like, "Oh my God, are we becoming more controlling of the birth?" Because it's supposed to be one thing where it's like you have kids if God has decided you have kids. You know, it's a religious country. So I was so happy to see condoms. Taiwan's awesome. Taiwan is over-the-counter birth control, which I love. I love not having to go to the doctor every time I need my birth control. It's such a it's such a hassle to have to go get like a prescription for it. And some countries are banning abortion. Don't get me started on that. That's just like, why? What is this achieving? As many people point out, you don't ban abortion, you ban safe abortion. Because, like, if I get pregnant, I'm not having a baby. It's not happening. It will not happen. Taiwan has abortion in some cases. In many cases. Like, it's one of the very early on abortions. I haven't looked into it too thoroughly, but I did find a gynecologist here, so I can always go in emergency. Birth control is such a taboo topic here. Yeah, it's a taboo topic in a lot of places, which sucks because, like, I mean, it's better than having a kid you don't want. It's so much cheaper. It's incredibly cheaper. If anything, it's preferable to have kids during these last few years. Huh, interesting. You don't have to spend money on daycare since you're probably already working from home. Fair enough. I think it depends on how understanding your employer is as well. I know some people had issues with like, my kid needs attention, but my employer checks how many times I move my mouse a minute or something like that. Something absolutely ridiculous like that. BRB work. Don't worry, Onion. I will be here for a while. I'll be here until the kitty cat yells at me. If you can't even get litigated if you want to know, uh, if you want not married and already have kids. Ligated? Ligated? Is that like, okay, I'm sorry, my vocabulary is not great. Is that like getting your tubes tied? Is that like, saying you don't want any more kids and getting the surgery for it? I don't know what the surgery is called. Yeah, F Microsoft Teams. I can't imagine. I would be so annoyed if I had an employer that was like, you have to move your mouse this many times per minute. I'd be like that one guy that wrote a script to do it for him at the beginning of the pandemic. I remember I saw they wrote like a shell script that just moved their mouse every few minutes or like pressed a key. No, thank you. Yeah, tubes tied. Thanks. I don't know what it's called. My vocabulary is lacking when it comes to a lot of these. Scissors? Scissors, 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 scissors. Cut, cut, cut. Nice. Okay. If my work used Teams, I would have left long ago. Understandable. I think that's a very good reason for being like, bye. Bye. I don't want anything to do with this. You guys suck. You and your Microsoft Teams can go. So, yeah, understandable. I would also not have. It's hilarious because a product that became super popular on Amazon in the last 2 years was an automatic mouse mover. That is actually very, very funny. I could see. Listen, I would be on that list of people that bought one. Although I think I could have figured out a shell script. No, I couldn't. I'm a terrible programmer. I'm so bad with computers. I would have found someone else to figure out a shell script for me. But yeah, that is hilarious. My friend used her analog watch. How did that work? That's hilarious. Would you just like tick tick to move the mouse? No, I would have lost it if I had an employer like that. Okay, cool. Cool, 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 cool. That's actually brilliant. That is brilliant. I like it. I made my coffee too bitter again. It happens so often. Put the sensor on the watch so every time it ticks, it moves. That's so good. That's actually very, very smart. I like it a lot. I like that a lot. Your employer's looking, it's just moving in like a circle or something. Come on. No, I would have been so angry about it. Like extremely angry about it. Exactly 1 mouse movement per minute. True. You wanted 1 mouse movement per minute? You get 1 mouse movement per minute. God, that would be like so stressful though. No, I can't even imagine. Extremely stressful. I already had, when I lived in Germany, I used to work at this, like, order fulfillment center. Like, the people who put your stuff in boxes for Amazon, basically, if you can imagine that. And they were already super strict with the quotas. Like, every few hours, they would come up to me and be like, you only did this many an hour. Please hurry it up. And I'd just be like, do you want me to care less about these things? Because this is how you get me to care less about these things. Do you want me to break stuff? Because this is how you get me to break stuff. And I'd just be like, you were doing really well in the first 3 hours of being here, but in the second half, you were slowed down significantly. And I was like, yeah, gee, I wonder why. Maybe I'm tired. Y'all annoying. So yeah, I think I would be one of those like malicious compliance people as well. Get my mouse on get the sensor on this mouse. put it in a circle. Okay. Camera? Yes, moving over. Yeah, but working from home while having kids, the previous topic, yeah, working from home while having kids sounds really, really hard. So big respect to everyone that's done that. I know somebody, one of my really good friends from high school, has I think she's 2 now, like a 2-year-old, and she was getting her master's degree at the same time. And I was like, damn, aren't you tired? Like, aren't you sleepy? That sounds so exhausting. Can't do anything fun. Amazon warehouses are super strict for sure. Yeah. No, Amazon runs a different. But the place I worked sucked, but at least it wasn't like violating my human rights. Like German labor laws are really, really strict, and this wasn't Amazon. This was a like German company that did basically the same thing. So I was okay, but they were just also very annoying. Any sort of job like that, I think, is annoying. Cool. We are working it. I'm trying to think. What's the strictest job you guys have ever had? Or like the most annoying job you guys have ever had? If that's a better question. I think for me it would be the package fulfillment. I don't know about like strictest, but like most aggravating. Because it's really monotonous. The one I quit last year. Oh yeah, Dunave, you had like a big corporate job, right? What did you do? What was your like position? Was it just kind of like clerk? Like I don't know what exactly it was that you were doing. Whoop. Accounting. Oof. Big oof on that one. Yeah, accounting's not known for being great. It's known for paying well, but not known for like not being soul crushing. It sounds a little bit soul crushing. Amazon is like your bathroom break was 28 seconds too long, prepare to die. Doesn't Amazon, okay, I don't know if this is true or not, but don't they have like drones that go yell at their drivers if their drivers are taking too long to deliver packages? Am I making this up? Somebody fact check that. But I think they have like literal drones that'll get sent off after their car drivers, their delivery drivers, if they take too long. It is dystopian as hell. Like the most dystopian thing I've ever heard of. That one really is like your bathroom break took 38 seconds. Prepare to die. Okay, come on. I need to stop sticking things into other things. It needs to stop. Yeah, no, Amazon has my big respect. It sucks to work there, and it should be made better. I don't think we're in that level of dystopia yet, Ophi. Oh, hold on. Are we? Are we not? Let's let's find out. Does Amazon send drones after... Okay, the way I'm phrasing this makes it sound like they're sending drones to kill them. That's not what I mean. I mean to, like, yell at them. Gimme. I think you're right. I don't think we're there yet. That must have been just, like, a weird internet rumor. From my cursory look at... What even search engine was this? Is this Google? Okay, this wasn't Google. One second, let me try Google. Does Amazon send drones to discipline? Oh my god, I'm saying this terribly. Drivers. It literally sounds like they're gonna kill them. No, they just use an app. They just use an app the normal dystopian way. That's good. It makes me feel a lot better. Imagine you're like delivering packages and you're stuck at a red light and some drone comes and yells at you. My then manager texted me asking if I still had plans to go back to work during the panini when I told her I needed to get my back checked when I fell from the stairs. Oof! Are you coming back? Ma'am, I am in physical pain. No, corporate jobs suck. They're depressing and horrible. And I do admire you for saying no. For the amount of self-confidence and respect and sort of bravery to leave sort of a thing. Of course, a fair amount of luck is involved. I'm not saying everybody can just like leave, but a lot of people don't that can. If that makes sense. I know tons of people that hate their jobs and they don't leave because they're really scared of like, you know, other things. Mental health tanked because of that job, so I quit. Yeah, good for you. Good for you. I hope your crochet dreams work out quite well. They seem to be doing really well. You're so good at crochet. I didn't even give you like a thing. Let me look up. How do I spell it? Dunabe. Did I spell it right? No? Okay, cool. I was like, Yes, Nadunabe does some really cool crochet stuff. If anyone wants to check her out, it's awesome. There's a lot of Among Us, which I enjoy immensely, is all the Among Us that happens. What song is this? I updated my playlist. I haven't really checked out the new songs yet. Okay, I see. That's what I spent like a lot of time doing, was looking at lo-fi versions of game music that I'm allowed to use on stream. So please enjoy my updated playlist. This one is from Ori, and I think The Blind Forest. I never played the second Ori game. I only played the first one. And it was okay. I wasn't in love with Ori, I gotta say. Yeah, it's off topic. Okay, the string is almost finished. I started not to care about DMCA free music because when the right time hits, the lo-fi playlist makes me sleepy. The nighttime. That's fair. No, I was just I do try to make sure all the artists that I use are okay with things being on stream. Because I listen to a lot of weird stuff. The stuff I listen to is usually like a YouTube video that's poorly labeled with like 300 views, and most of those views are me. I don't know why. Small artists on YouTube are the backbone of society. I love them so much. There's so many people I love who are just like that. A couple of them I've asked like recently if I can use them on stream. Because I'm just like, listen, I know nobody else has asked you this before, but I love your music. Please let me use it on stream. And they're very nice. They've all said yes. So I very much want to respect people's artwork in that way. Music is witchcraft to me. I can't do anything musical. Not one musical bone in my body. I deeply appreciate music, but I can't do it. It's impossible. I'm horrible at anything musical. Although, if it counts, I did play the trombone in middle school. So, that's the extent of my musical talents, is I can blast the trombone in your face. But yeah, speaking of that, I forgot to put this playlist in the description. I need to do that. Anyone can find it by using the music thing. But I should be putting that in my description. Okay. I was a part of a drum and lyre thing back in grade school. It's so cool. Is that like a thing in the Philippines? I have not heard of the drum and lyre thing. Whoop. The only thing I know, okay, so I'm not great at Filipino like culture. I've been to Singapore once. Does that count as having been to Southeast Asia? I'd say no. How are we doing here? Sick. Okay. While I talk about this. But yeah, at my boarding school, the Filipinos did this really cool thing where they would like, it was a bunch of people in line next to each other. Tell me if this is real or not. There's a bunch of people in line next to each other, and they would like hold hands like this, and so it was like a long chain, and then they would do like all sorts of really cool like clapping stuff. I just remember that so clearly. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I don't know what it was called. But they would do like it almost looked like they were jumping rope with each other's arms, but they were sitting down. It was very cool. It was very musical. I'm describing it horrifically badly, but I just remember being so impressed. Okay, here we are. Separate out the string and make it not tangle, and also drink coffee in a second. Reminder to drink water, tea, coffee. What other beverages are there? Water, tea, coffee, juice, whatever you're not. Believe it or not, I have no clue. Dang it! I'm just making things up. I'll find a video and I'll like send it to you specifically, Duna. Because it was super, super cool. But it's gonna take me a while to find. Because my description is bad. I only got back to the Philippines a decade ago. Oh, where were you before that? Where were you at? If I may ask. Whoop. I'm getting this one tied in. Let me get back. Many, many places. Ooh, Duna, tell me. Where are these places? I am interested. I would like to know about these many, many places. Oh my god, lots. I was in Doha until I was like 7 or 8. Nice. Doha sucks. I'm sorry about that for you. Doha's really not a fun place to be. In case anyone doesn't know, Doha is the capital of Qatar. And probably the only city that exists in Qatar, as far as I'm aware. Qatar's just like sand. Nothing else. Then Abu Dhabi for a year. Alright, hanging out in the Gulf, I see. In the fancy Gulf. Abu Dhabi's fine. I don't like the Gulf. My bias is gonna show here. I think the Gulf is awful. But Abu Dhabi's nicer than Dubai, so I mean, I guess it's got that going for it. It's probably the nicest emirate. Then move to Norway. Okay, that one sounds like a big temperature change, I gotta say. Were you like in Oslo, or was it more of a middle of nowhere Norway? So from the heat to the cold, yeah, that sounds awful. Okay, what am I doing here? Nice. Yeah, I was in Oslo. Okay, cool. So you weren't like stuck in nowhere. Because I think that would be an even bigger change, just from Abu Dhabi to like a village in Norway. Until I was 15, 16. Cool. Sorry, I'm incapable of sitting correctly. Alright, and then where'd you go from Norway? Philippines? Nope, nope. How was I doing this? I had this whole thing rolled up. That's how I was doing it. Oh, it's okay. My nails be itchy. Crisis averted. Yeah, so I was like very odd going back. I can imagine so. Yeah, you're like, what are they called? Third culture kids? I think that's what it's called. When you grow up in a culture outside, well, actually, I don't know where your parents are from, but I'm gonna assume at least one of those places your parents are not from. So it's supposed to be for kids that grow up in a country their parents are not from, and like they move around a bit and stuff. And then my parents decided to send me to a normal Filipino school. Dude, how is your Tagalog? I know there are more than that language though, so I'm just guessing that that's what the school was in. Was it in English? Uh, okay. Hello, Keen. How are you? I love the I love the hello there so much. Hi, Keen. How are you doing today? What's up with you? How are you? What are you up to? We're working on this still, and we will be for a while. My Tagalog's okay, just okay. Yeah, I never went to school in Arabic. I would not be able to. I can speak Arabic, but I'm not like classically trained. Good, good. That's good. What are you up to? Keen, what have you been working on recently? I've forgotten. I've forgotten what you've been up to. I just filled an order for my Etsy shop. Oh, hell yeah. Congratulations. Congratulations. What was the order for? If I may ask, what sort of cool stuff did you sell? Somebody's knocking somewhere in this house. But yeah, Duna, that sounds like a crazy change at the end there. That sounds like an insane ending change. But yeah, very cool. I do apologize that I will make fun of Qatar and the UAE. I love to make fun of Gulf countries. So, as long as you're fine with that. They're too rich for their own good in those countries, and I will not stop my crusade against them. 10 leather dice trays. That is awesome. That is so cool. Why did 10 leather dice trays? That's okay. I'm like thinking of what a dice tray is. It's like a thing? Is it like a thing that you roll the dice into? And I don't know what a dice tray is. Can you tell I've never played D&D in my life? I want to, but nobody ever lets me into their D&D parties. I'm not cool enough. A valet tray, yes. Awesome. That's so cool. Keen, I'm so happy for you. Congratulations, and I hope you had a good time fulfilling the order. Sounds difficult. It's alright, I was a child. I'm still gonna make fun of them. As long as you're fine with it. As long as that's something you're okay with. Although I do think those cities are only nice if you are a child. To be honest. When you're an adult, you're like, what is this? What is this place? It was fine. My hands are a bit blackened though from the dyes. Oof. That sounds difficult. That sounds so hard. Good for you, Keen. I've never dyed anything in my life either. Dang it. You guys are all so cool. How long does it take to make a dice tray? Like, roughly. I assume you make, like, the different components at different times, probably. Like, you dye everything at one point, and then cut everything at another. But if you had to estimate, how long would one of those take you to make? I have no idea. Bugs? In my apartment? Unheard of. In my dank apartment. What are we doing? Two more. The only thing I remember about Qatar anyway is bowling, because my mom plays a lot of bowling. That's so cute, actually. That is very adorable. Yeah, I haven't been to Qatar in like 10 years. Some of my family used to have some business trips there. So I would just show up and then like be sent away for all day while they had business trips. So I'd have to keep myself entertained, and there was not a lot to entertain yourself with. I used to just kind of sit in bookstores for like 10 hours. It's just 2 layers of leather I stitch, 8 halves of snaps so that it can have walls upwards. Awesome. That's so cool. The working of the leather is very impressive to me. Honestly, many things are very impressive to me. I love makers and crafting. This place is awesome. This place is so cool. Man, I've debated getting like those really cool dice though. There's some cool dice makers out there who I kind of want to buy dice from. They make I don't have anything to use the dice on. The only dice I have, I think it's back there. I could probably show it. It's a 10-sided dice with the Arabic numbers on them. He's the only die. It's the only die I have. Is one 10-sided one with Arabic on it, which I bought purely because I was in the US and I was like, no way. Do you guys even know what these are? They did not know what they were, so I bought it. I was like, hell yeah, give me that. We all love makers and crafting. It is such a fun place. I really enjoy makers and crafting. Crafters are awesome. Yeah, because people do such crazy stuff. I feel so basic. I'm always like, listen, I do cross-stitching. This is not that exciting. I do like the most basic of the crafting, and I do not plan on expanding because I will lose my mind. I really want some Stargate dice. Ooh, what are those? Are those like with the... Are those the cool ones that look kind of like galaxies on the inside? I've seen them, and I get very jealous every single time. I just want cool dice. I have nothing to use it on. Make dice for Monopoly. Okay, so... I think the plan is I'm gonna stitch a Monopoly, and then I'm gonna get some dice. And then I'm gonna get a leather valet for my dice. Okay, so this plan's gonna take like 5 years, but it's possible. People have cross-stitched a Monopoly board before. Oh, that's actually such a cool idea. God, that's such a cool idea. Why did I think of that again? I'm like so angry now that I can't cross-stitch Monopoly. I could. But do we want to see me cross-stitch Monopoly? We'll be here for years. Yes, the larger dice have a Stargate from movies, TV show inside too. Ooh, that's so cool. I'm trying to think of what a Stargate looks like. I think it's like a hexagonal sort of thing. I'm thinking of the ones from Stellaris, the video game. I'm okay at movies and TV shows. I've gotten better recently at knowing what people are talking about. But it's not my strength. I know Stargate is a show. I know of it. I don't know anything beyond this. Big ring with the constellation symbols around the edge. Oh, so cool. I do. Okay, now I want one of those dice too. A pair of those dice. I don't think this is a spoiler, but my favorite part of Disco Elysium was when you just found a dice maker and you could buy dice from her. It was amazing. It was my true wish fulfillment that I had in the game Disco Elysium. You can just happen on an NPC who makes cool dice and you can buy some. Yeah, I don't think you can use them for anything. But I was like, hell yeah, I'll buy your dice. I would love some dice. It was the best part of the game. Okay, that game has a lot of really good parts. Other than me constantly trying to make there's a person that walks around with you in that game and I want them to love me. I would do everything in my power to make them like me. So that was the best part. Second best part was buying dice. Yeah. What do you use dice for? Keen, do you have... I'm gonna assume you do have some dice. What do you use them for? Is it Monopoly? Tunabe's got the only suggestion I know about. Or perhaps Risk? Risk is a game. Oh my god, I have about 150 dice in total right now. Keen, I'm gonna rob you. I'm gonna rob you and specifically steal your dice. You won't miss them. That's so cool. I'm so jealous. Oh my god, I'm actually so jealous right now. I am green with envy, you may call me. Mostly 7-piece dice sets for tabletop RPG games like D&D and Pathfinder. Oh, I really want to play D&D. Some people, I used to know people who played D&D. And I would just like be like, hey, do you guys have any openings? They never wanted to play with me. Nobody wants to add me to their D&D party because I don't know how to play. So I'm kind of like, I will need instruction. But my jealousy is immense. Vast and immense. I don't know how I'm stitching cat hair into this. It just is cat hair. I've run games for 23 years now. Hell yeah. And introduced about 15 people to it. Ah, Keen, that's so cool. I'm so jealous. That is a lot. Are you the person that, I know what I'm talking about. Are you the person that, writes the game script? What are they called? The DM. DM. Are you a DM? The people I knew who used to do D&D, they had like huge chunky binders that they would like bring out and they'd be like, all right. And then like flip to the middle of it and be like, we are here. And I was like, what are you doing? That's amazing. They had the chunkiest binders. I was very impressed by their dedication. Heavily so. Yes, I am a DM. That is very cool. Maybe more now that I think about it. I'm sure you have. I'm sure there's been a wave of people who've joined from you. Like dominoes. Although I'm the opposite. I don't have anything written down anymore unless someone else read it. That's so funny. I don't think I could do it. It sounds like so much work. Making like a D&D binder sounds like homework. And I don't like homework very much. I gotta say, school was cool, but not really. The idea of school was cool and the implementation of it was kind of garbage. I just have nice dice and a good memory. Hell yeah, that's all you need. Yeah, that's all you need. I'm thinking like, do you need literally anything else? No, I don't think so. You're too cool for school. Yes, exactly. Nah, school... I had different schools, a lot of different schools. The longest I was ever in a school in a row was when I went to university. So I've been in a lot of different schools. And while they tried to do the whole learning thing, they mostly didn't. Only one of my schools was actually good at like teaching critical thinking. And that was my boarding school. My boarding school was really good at teaching critical thinking. All my other schools sucked, including my university. What uni? I went to a university in Germany because it was cheap. Because I didn't want student loans. And it was much cheaper to just go to university in Germany. However, my university was like a scam. So it was a pretty bad university, but I have a degree. So that's something. I have a business degree. Which, I mean, Duna's gonna come back and laugh specifically because I have a business degree. The saddest degree possible. Whoop. Yeah. Keen, did you go to uni? I know lots of people did it, so absolutely no judgment. I wish I didn't go to uni. Waste of time and money and effort and everything. My university was just terrible. Duna has come back to laugh at me for having a business degree. Duna, it was terrible. I can't describe to you the type of people who were in my class. The type of people who get a business degree. Some of them were cool. I've made some really, really good friends. They were also the ones that didn't want to go to university. I went to community college that offered the same accredited program that an expensive university did for 1/10 the price. Hell yeah, good for you. Yeah, university prices are ridiculous. I don't know how anyone does it. Like, I had a scholarship to a university in Germany, and even that was expensive. Like, even that ended up being kind of pricey just from, like, living costs and, like, not working. Stuff like that. Like, and then imagine the administration costs and stuff. A lot of peeps in my course are either car salesmen or parts of MLM. No, a lot of people who were in my business class are insane. They're like psychos. I've told this story on stream before about how one of the students stole a different student's laptop because they were working on an idea for a business together, and then one of them dropped out. So he literally stole his laptop, and like it was a whole thing. The police had to get involved. Business students are insane. I basically had three choices: community college, 250K plus for university, no thank you, or gambling with a private vocational school. Vocational schools are cool. I wish I knew things. Every once in a while, I should learn how to cut hair or just like something like that. My new thing is I should learn how to tailor, which I plan on doing. As soon as I fix my sewing machine, nope, nothing can stop me. I went for culinary arts. Oh, that's so cool. So are you like a really good cook? Wait, am I confused? That's what culinary arts is, right? Can you cook? Can you cook good? Are you good at the cooking? Maybe I should take cooking classes. I suck like really, really bad at cooking. A couple months ago, I started a small fire making popcorn. So like, guys, I really suck at cooking. Um, I should go to I should go to a cooking class. It's never too late. Yeah, so I was running half a kitchen for a 4-star restaurant years ago. Hell yeah! What made you decide to switch jobs, if I may ask? You do not have to tell me. Yeah, I got out of the business because toxic people. I believe that. Have you read, okay, I'm sure you have, or at least heard of it. Have you read Anthony Bourdain's book, Kitchen Confidential? I enjoyed it immensely because I haven't worked back of the house in any kitchens, but I have worked front of the house in a ton of restaurants. And his book was a good description of how brutal and toxic, yeah, things are in the back. Kitchens are rough and toxic, and there's a lot of behind the scenes, yeah. No, like I've only worked front of the house, but like very closely with back of the house. And it's not it's not a party back there. And nobody gets compensated well enough, like ever, unless you're at like the really high class places. But a lot of chefs just I've known so many chefs that like cooks, whatever, I don't know the distinction, that have like slept at the workplace. I'm like, you guys don't deserve this. You make like minimum wage. I actually was supposed to go. What am I? I'm like way off camera. I actually was supposed to go for culinary arts, but my parents couldn't afford it back then. That's why I ended up with a business degree. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh at that. I'm just laughing at business degree. Business degree is so miserable. Absolute misery. It's for people whose parents don't let them get a liberal arts degree, but also whose parents don't let them not go to university. Does that make sense? My parents were not gonna let me not go to university. They're like, we raised you for academia. And I was like, okay, but I don't want to work in academia. I get that. Why I was lucky to find a community college with an ACF accredited program. Yeah, that's really cool. Did you enjoy your schooling then? Like, did you enjoy your culinary degree, Keen? It's awesome to see you can go for short courses now on anything baking, so I might do that soon. Oh my god, Duna, let's learn baking together. I don't have an oven though. I have a toaster oven. Does that count? My partner's convinced that it counts. I'm not as convinced that it counts. Because I really want to do baking stuff. Exactly. I want to bake stuff too. It looks so cool, but also I'm really bad at just everything. Just anything to do with food. You can guarantee I will mess it up somehow. This is the cheapest of all degrees. Yeah, business degrees suck. I don't know a single thing I learned in business school. Like, not one thing. The only thing I learned in business school is how much I hate capitalism. I don't, I don't think that's the takeaway you're supposed to come out with, but I came out being like, damn, capitalism sucks. That was my takeaway from business school. Yeah, I loved culinary school, and it was one of the top. Oh, and it was one of the top of most of my classes, but it was nothing like the actual kitchens. I believe that. I believe that. Super, super believe that. Well, at least I'm glad you had a good time in school, and I'm very sorry that actual kitchens suck. They look terrible. Like, I've never envied people who worked in the kitchens at places I used to be a server at. But yeah, no envy of that. And I wasn't sure if it was like a universal thing or if I just worked at some real weird restaurants. But no, that's why I was saying, have you read Anthony Bourdain's book? Because when I read that, I was like, oh yeah, that checks out. That's every restaurant I've ever seen is like that. Let's become home bakers. Yes, me and my toaster. We are going to bake everything. We'll be great at it. Me and you do that. Well, I was working to pay for college before I went to the kitchens, and when I went to the kitchens, I stepped down in pay for it too. Ah, okay. I was working to pay for college before I went to the kitchens. What were you working before you went? Were you also working in restaurants then? And then when I went to the kitchens, I stepped down in pay for it. Yeah. Okay, so your pay went down. I see what you mean. No, I was working handyman jobs. Oh my god, everybody in my chat always has all these practical skills. It makes me feel bad every single time. I'm like, God, I wish I knew how to handyman a single thing. I can't fix anything, but that's super cool. Keen, you are so talented in everything. I have 3 career paths. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's handiwork, it's cooking, and it's leatherworking, right? Please tell me yes. Those are all so cool. Keen, I will become as cool as you one day. One of these days. Home remodel / handyman, culinary arts, IT. Oh yeah, IT. Dang it. It's okay. Leatherworking is just a hobby. Well, that's fair, I guess. Do you want leatherworking to become a job, or are you happy to keep it as a hobby? Because I know some people would rather not convert their hobby into actual work, which I totally understand. If somebody has a job they like, there's no need to do a switcheroo there. Okay, what are we doing? Good, yes. An inspection. Inspection is passed. I could do it, but I'd need backers or help to make it a regular thing. I believe that. Yeah, it's not easy to do that conversion at all. One day. I believe in you, Keen. It's gonna happen. For sure, Z's. I feel stunted now because of my business degree. It's okay, me too, Tuna. It's making me really jealous of people doing whatever, right? I know, I'm just like, dang, I wish I knew